Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have a couple quick questions to answer for you that I thought were kind of intriguing. Robert asks, for you collectors over the age of 60, did the fun of the hunt end with the advent of the internet, where a person with a credit card in a single afternoon can build a collection of rare coins without ever leaving their home? Robert, great question for lots of different reasons. First of all, I'm really curious about how old Robert is because to me, I think, the question is for people over 60, just because the internet didn't exist when they were young. How about for anyone over the age of, say, 40, maybe even 35? And depending on when you collected and how active you were in your youth, the internet is still a relatively new thing. I mean, you think about something that 15 years ago the market was radically different because you really weren't spending much time online at all, and definitely not on our phones. I mean, maybe you had the dial-up modem and you heard the ding noises on your computer, stuff like that. But that's something that is still relatively new. So has coin collecting lost the thrill of the hunt since the internet has come around? And so the point of the question is, I think, pretty obvious, and I tend to agree with you when I say, hey, it can be, but there's people who've always collected that way. There's always been people who've collected just willy-nilly. I'm going to throw all my money. I'm going to go to a coin show, complete my collection, spend money. I don't care what the coins look like. So the coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt, I think, is still there in most venues, right? In most venues, I mean most ways that you can collect coins. So of course you can go online. You're able to go online. Yes, you're able to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in an afternoon. Whether or not you'd assemble a great collection doing that is yet to be seen. You could buy some pretty cool coins in an afternoon. Certainly if you follow these Sunday afternoon auctions for some companies, or Tuesdays, or whatever day they have them. But the question really invokes the idea of someone who's impatient and who doesn't necessarily have a plan. And you can go buy some coins. That person's never going to have fun. But I think for the average person, coin collecting is still very fun, even with the internet. And you have to remember that with the internet, the ability of the coin market to be more vast, more broad, is something that we should embrace. I think that I don't think that we're ever going to get completely rid of your local coin shops. I think you'll always have some brick and mortar, but the reality is that there's a lot of places in the country that even when coin shops were a big thing, they didn't have one near them. And now, because they've got their iPhone or they've got their computer, they can dial up some coins anywhere in the country anytime. And so this actually is really good for the coin market, because you always want to have a real broad base of collectors when it comes to having a strong support for the marketplace. You don't want your market to be dependent on only a handful of people. And so having that internet presence has actually, I think, really been good for the coin market. And I think it will be good in the long run. Now, are you able to go and just buy whatever you want whenever you want? Sort of. Yeah, I mean, you can shop around and find some stuff, but even then, the hunt aspect is still there, because I know plenty of guys who they buy online all the time and they shop around and shop around, but they're still looking for premium quality eye appeal coins. They're still taking their time. And by the way, there are certain coins that are just hard to find. There's certain coins that no matter how easy it looks like they are based on their price points, they're still difficult to locate, right? So, but I know exactly what you mean by this question. I appreciate the question, and I think that the thrill of the hunt still is largely there, and I think for the most part, most collectors really embrace it. Now, there are some collectors who don't, and that's just their loss, I think, right? All right, so let's go here with the UHR Coin Roll Hunter. Second half of the question here. Will you, in a coin show or other dealer, feel insulted or annoyed if I ask you for a coin and then consult right there eBay's latest auction and show you your coin is 30 to 70% overpriced compared to eBay? Or should I never do that and just walk away and not even try to lowball with an offer? This is a fun question for lots of reasons. Thanks for that. So maybe I'll answer the second half of the question first. Um, you kind of imply that you're not lowballing him. You're actually saying that he's overpriced. If you go someplace and things are truly overpriced, and so this gets a little bit tricky because you can get into the nuance. We can go back to the question where we're coin hunting, and it takes a while to find something, right? So if you're looking for a particular coin and it's hard to find one that's really a premium coin, and you find something that's a premium coin, and the last one sold for $100, and you find one at a show and it's 130, so this is 30% over eBay prices, and no coins are the same, right? I mean, these coins are, now I'm speaking about older collector coins here. I'm not speaking about MS69 Silver Eagles, which by the way are not all the same either. FYI, just be very aware of that. So, but if you're looking for a coin, say it's a Morgan dollar, and you find one that's 130 instead of 100, but maybe that coin looks a lot nicer, that's not, I mean, maybe you want to buy that coin. Maybe that's the right coin, and maybe your $100 offer, because that's what they sell on eBay, is what the last one sold on eBay for. Maybe that's not out of line. So to really get to the point of your lowball question, though, don't generally know. Generally, if a guy is going to deal or not. If a table has everything overpriced, right? So if you go around a show and everyone you see there has, price points are going to be somewhat comparable, but then you see a guy who is really in love with this stuff, everything is clearly a lot more expensive. Usually those guys are hard to deal with. And usually they're not worth trying to deal with. It's not worth your time. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to get frustrated. So the quick answer to that is probably no, don't lowball a guy if his stuff's overpriced. Or don't fair market a guy if his stuff's overpriced, because usually you're not going to get very far, right? As far as showing somebody a coin that's 30 on eBay that just sold, that's a whole nother question, because coins that sell on eBay aren't really the main barometer. And once again, I'm thinking of very different things here, right? So if you've got Accommodate Morgan and you can show 40 of them that have sold in the last 2 days, you can get some type of determination of what the market is on a coin. But if you're trying to show me a coin that's priced that one has sold in the last 6 months, I don't know that your numbers matter, right? And that is a much more nuanced area of the market. That's like when we do the housing comparison, it's like going from a subdivision where most of the houses are the same square footage and sell near the same price point to something out in the country with acreage and it's a custom built home. It's really hard to compare those things, right? So, but at the end of the day, we're talking here a lot about, just how do you interact with a dealer or another collector. And here's the thing, like if you go to a show, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to be dealing with someone who's not really necessarily a full-time dealer. And this isn't true of everybody, and everyone's a little bit different, but oftentimes I feel like full-time dealers are a lot more interested in having sales and being able to adjust their pricing a little bit, because maybe they need to, right? Maybe they have to sell some coins once in a while. Whereas a collector who's just setting up at a show, they're not always, some of them are there just to show off, really. But a lot of them, they're just looking for top dollar. Otherwise, they're not going to sell. They've decided, hey, I don't want to sell these coins for 15% less to a coin shop. I'm going to get full retail plus from a coin collector. So you run into a lot of that at coin shows too, right? So let's see here. Anything else to tie this one off? I don't think so. I think that it's a fun question just about pricing and dealing with people around you. And the thrill of the hunt, right? The thrill of the hunt's still out there. You still got to go and find stuff. Even if you're looking online, there can be a thrill of the hunt. Just don't have that mentality that you're going to buy everything in one afternoon. That's just, to me, that's no fun. And if that's how you shop, well, Amazon was made for you. What can we say? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.